This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, September 22nd, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The Indiana State Budget Committee voted unanimously last week to release $100 million to build a new lodge at Potato Creek State Park, about a dozen miles southwest of South Bend. Vicki Kitchen, clerk-treasurer for the nearby town of North Liberty, says the lodge will bring benefits to the area.
They're going to need chefs, they're going to need housekeepers, they're going to need managers, they're going to need bartenders, they're going to need maintenance people, so it's very exciting for jobs, plus the tourism to the town.
The lodge will feature 120 guest rooms, a 9,000 square foot indoor aquatic facility, and a conference center. Officials expect to break ground next month. A planned $600 million waste-to-fuel plant in Gary is one step closer to fruition after the Indiana Finance Authority approved up to $500 million in bonds for the project. California-based Fulcrum Bioenergy plans to begin construction next year on the facility, which is expected to create about 130 jobs. The plant will take garbage that has been processed into feedstock and convert it into a low-carbon crude oil substitute that would then be blended with traditional jet fuel. New York Travel Guides is out with its list of America's best state parks for fall foliage, and Brown County State Park is ranked number 3. The publication compiled the list from a survey of more than 600 state parks and state natural areas. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
Venture studio High Alpha and fellow Indianapolis firm Engineered Innovation Group have formed a partnership whose goals include helping High Alpha more quickly integrate artificial intelligence into its portfolio companies.
As part of the investment announced this week, High Alpha is making what it describes as a strategic investment into EIG, although both firms declined to reveal the amount of that investment. This represents the first outside investment for EIG, which until now has been self-financed. EIG is a software development and consulting firm launched by Jake Miller, a former software engineer at ExactTarget and Salesforce. EIG designs, builds, and deploys business-to-business software products for its clients, and the firm has particular expertise in emerging technologies such as AI. It currently has 34 employees, half Indianapolis-based and half remote. To date, EIG has served 20 clients, including a number of High Alpha's portfolio companies. By working together, EIG and High Alpha say they can combine their areas of expertise and potentially speed up the process of launching new startups. As part of the partnership, High Alpha partner Eric Tobias will join EIG's board of directors, and EIG will become a High Alpha studio portfolio company, giving it access to the sales, marketing, design, and other services High Alpha offers to its portfolio companies. EIG remains an independent company, and Miller will remain its CEO. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Terre Haute is celebrating the adoption of a moving incentive program, which the city says has resulted in 12 new residents and an estimated $1 million in annual economic impact. The city saw over 1,700 applicants through the Make My Move program, with 24 deciding to make the move. Make My Move is an Indianapolis-based marketplace where local leaders can build offers to persuade families to pick up and move to their town or city, primarily targeting remote workers. Terre Haute's new residents are from 9 different states with an average household salary of over $88,000 a year. A unique class at Purdue Polytechnic Institute in West Lafayette is getting support from one of the most well-known guitar makers in the world. The Institute's School of Mechanical Engineering Technology is partnering with Tennessee-based Gibson to support students in the school's guitar lab. Mark French, professor of engineering technology at Purdue Polytechnic, said the partnership is mutually beneficial.
The most important part for me is they're helping fund the guitar lab. Purdue has been very generous about giving me space and building the lab in this nice new building, but it's up to me to run it. And so I need ongoing funding to keep the place open. For them, they'll get support from Purdue, and I want to build an ongoing relationship with them that includes my students so that they'll have a ready supply of well-trained engineers.
Gibson said the goal of the program is to foster a direct pipeline of future luthiers and engineers and open up avenues for collaborative research and innovation in guitar design and manufacturing. Ivy Tech President Sue Elsperman is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.